Welcome to today's Nomadic Yoga Flexibility and Meditation Flow. When you're ready, come and meet me on the mat. We're going to start off in a seated position with our legs crossed. Make sure your spine is long, your glutes are equally seated on your mat. We're going to start by taking a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose, connecting with our breath. We're not trying to control it in any way, we're just trying to acknowledge its presence. Bringing our attention to the here and now. While we're at it, I'm going to take this moment to set the intention for today's flow. Today, I intend to be conscious and aware throughout my whole practice. Open your eyes with an inhale. Your arms above your head. Interlace your fingers. Point to the sky. Stretch everything out. Bring your right hand onto the mat. Take your left hand arm over above your head. Look at your head. Take it far away, as far as you can. And with an inhale, come back to center. Take both arms up. Interlace your fingers. Stretch. Create space. Row. With an exhale, bring your left hand to the mat. Take your right arm over and across. Look at your right hand. Take it as far away as possible. Exhale, come back to center. Take both hands to your knees. We're going to go through a couple of cat-cows here in this seated position. So with an inhale, take your chest to the sky, your head to the sky, wrap, curve your back. With an exhale, bring your chin to your chest, suck your abdomen in and hump your back. With an inhale, go through cow once again, looking up, curving your back. With an exhale, come back into cat, bringing your chest, your chin to your chest. Once more, inhale, look up, curve your back, open your chest, respect the space between your shoulders and your ears. And with an exhale, bring your chin to your chest, punch your back. Look everything in, take your back out. Use your knees, your hands on your knees as a point of leverage. And inhale, come back to center. You're going to make your way onto high plank. And from high plank, you're going to bring your hips down and tuck your toes. Urdhva Mukha, upward facing dog. Take your gaze up. Respect the distance between your shoulders and your ears. It's not so much about curving backwards, it's more about creating that space so growing upwards like there's a thread pulling you up from the top of your head. And then you can try and deepen your bend. Now when you're here, you can maybe try and sway from side to side. And tuck your toes, make your way onto Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. You want to really press the ground away from you using your hands. You want to tuck your rib cage in. Press the ground away from you with your feet. Don't worry if your ankles don't touch the ground. You want your glutes to point up and back to the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. And with an inhale, you're going to take your right leg up. As far up as you can, but make sure your hips continue square. Both hips and your thigh of your right leg are pointing towards the ground. Bend your leg at the knee. And open your knee to the side. Continue pressing the ground away from you using your hands. And bring your right foot back to the ground. Paddle out your feet. The next inhale, take your left foot back up. Keep your hips square. Straighten out your leg as much as you can. Lift it while respecting your posture. Then bend at the knee. Bring your left foot towards your right glute. Open as much as you can, pushing the ground away from you. Let your head fall soft. Release it. Then bring your left foot back down. Pedal out. Now we're going to fold forward. Or should I say we're going to unwind forward. So you're going to just uncurl yourself, come onto the top of your toes, hunch your back, transfer your weight onto your head. And look at the point between your hands. And when you get there, you start unrolling from the opposite direction. So you lift your head, you curve your back, you take your glute up and back, you bend your knees, come to the tips of your toes, and downward facing dog. Once again, we're going to unroll forward. So come to the tips of your toes, bend your knees, hunch your back, transfer your weight forward. Roll your head. When you get to the top, untuck your head, curve your back, bend your knees, and make your way back. Once more at your own pace. Roll forward. Get to the top and roll back. Meet me in downward facing dog, where we'll take a couple of deep breaths, pushing the ground away from you. For the next inhale, look at a point between your thumbs and walk to the top of the mat. Come onto your fingertips, bend your knees slightly. Grab hold of your opposite elbows, Uttanasana. Let yourself hang here, fall, bend. Let your abdomen rest on top of your thighs. For the next exhale, release the hold of your elbows. Bring your hands underneath your feet, and you want to step on your hands all the way up to your wrists. You want to open your chest forward. And with every exhale, see if you're able to bend your legs a little bit more. You want to bring your glutes up and back, create space, and breathe. Take your gaze to your toes or between your ankles, depends on your flexibility. Maybe when you feel good here, you can start to bend your elbows to the sides. Deepen your fold. So this is the first stretch of the day, to be gentle with your body, be patient, let it ease into the posture. When you're ready, untuck your hands. Bring your hands to your hips. With an inhale, make your way up into standing. Hands together, heart center. We're going to vinyasa, so with an inhale, take your arms up, take your gaze to your thumbs. With an exhale, fold forward, bend your knees slightly. You want to stretch your abdomen on top of your thigh. Then inhale, you're going to walk your feet backwards in high plank. Press the ground away from you. Then exhale, bring your knees to the mat, your chest between your hands and your chin or your forehead. Your elbows are pointing backwards, your shoulders are away from your ears. And with an inhale, slide forward, low cone. So once again, here you really want to respect the distance between your shoulders and your ears. Your elbows want to point backwards, your legs are together and active. You want to push the ground away from you. Then exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. You're going to lift your right leg, bring it between your hands, and you're going to straight out both legs. So as you can see, you're folding forward on top of your right leg. Come onto your fingertips, take your chest towards your toes. Take your gaze to your toes or towards your ankle. Then you're going to bend into your right knee. Pivot your back foot. Come up into warrior one. You're going to take your right hand to your left leg and look up and back, reverse warrior. Make sure your right knee is on top of your right ankle. And come up into center. Then exhale, you're going to open sideways, warrior two. And you're going to bring your right forearm onto your right thigh. You're going to take your left arm above and across. Look at your left hand. Take it as far as you can, opening your chest sideways. Maybe if you can take your left arm back and around. And if you feel comfortable, you can come into a bind. As long as your chest is open sideways and you have space. Look up. Undo the bind, come up into warrior two once again. Straighten out your front leg. You're going to come into Trikonasana, so you want to make sure your thigh, your ankle, and your arm are all pointing in the same direction, so pointing forward. Meanwhile, your hips are pointing in a diagonal, while your chest is facing the wall or facing sideways. So with the inhale, you're gonna bend to the side, try and reach forward as far as you can. And once you can't go anymore, you're gonna lower your arm and grab hold of something. Your top arm is gonna come onto your upper hip. And you're just gonna take a moment to look down and make sure that your shoulder, your wrist, your thigh, and your ankle are all pointed forward. If you feel like today's the day, you can try and stretch the upper arm. Both of your feet are active and pushing the ground away from you. Your legs are active. You want to take your gaze upwards. So the bottom hand really grabs hold of the leg to help you pull yourself up and open your bottom rib cage. You want to make sure your top arm is within your range, your view range, so you don't want it to be too far back or too far forward. And you want to keep your feet rooted, active, pushing the ground away from you. Your legs are active. Breathing here. Don't let your bottom hip go out to the side. Wrap it inward. Make sure you try to bring it below you. With an inhale, you're going to use your top arm to help you come back into center. So already have the distance for our Trikonasana. So all we have to do now is change directions. So once again, you want to make sure your thigh, your ankle are all pointing in the same direction. They're pointing forward. Your hips are in a diagonal. Your chest is pointing sideways. With an inhale, you're going to bend sideways. When you can't go anymore, you're going to grab hold of something. You're going to take those seconds to make sure everything is pointing in the same direction. Then if you're ready, you can either leave your hand on your hip. Feel free to straighten up your top arm. Now you want to imagine you're between two glass panels, so your body wants to be straight from the front and from behind. The next exhale, we're going to take our hips to face the left side. We're going to lift our back leg. We're going to fall forward on top of our left leg. You want to make sure your head and your neck are following the line of your spine. You don't want to put any tension on your head. Letting yourself fold forward. You want to take your left hip back and your right hip forward to make sure they're balanced. Breathing in. Then again, you're going to bend into your left knee, pivot your back leg, come up into Warrior One. You're going to take your right hand to your left leg. Opposite, sorry. You're going to take your left hand to your right leg. Reverse warrior. Make sure your left knee is on top of your left ankle. Take your gaze up. Keep your legs engaged. Your feet are pushing the ground away from you. Come back into center. Now you're going to open sideways, coming to Warrior Two. You want your middle finger to be pointing forward, taking your gaze to your middle finger. Keeping your core active, your legs active. With an exhale, you're going to bring your left forearm to your left thigh, and your right arm is going to come up and over. Take your gaze onto your right hand. And again, like we did on the other side, feel free to go for a bind. So you can either take your right arm around and stay here, or if you feel today's the day, you can go for a full bind. Remember, the priority is to continue having space in front. You want to open your chest as if you were going to touch the wall in front of you with it. Take your gaze up. Keep your legs active. Don't let yourself sink into the position, but stay active. And exhale, release. Take your left foot back, downward facing dog. If it feels good, feel free to paddle out your feet. Take your gaze between your ankles or towards your belly button. Restore your breath. With an inhale, you're going to take your right foot up. You're going to bring your knee to your chest and bring your right foot between your hands. You're going to pivot your back leg, come up into warrior one. Open sideways, come up into warrior two. You're going to take your right forearm to your right leg. Go up and over or go for the bind. Take your gaze up. Now with the bind, we're going to start to straighten the front leg with our gaze upwards. Keeping our chest open. Pushing the ground away from you with your feet. And exhale, you're going to release the bind. Come into Asarita Parvattanasana. With an exhale, allow yourself to fold forward, placing your hands underneath you, shoulder width apart. Let your head find the ground. Take your glutes towards the ceiling. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed on your feet. You're going to bring your toes together and find Malasana, Yogi Squat. Take your hands together, heart center, and with your elbows, press your knees to the sides. Try and open in your chest. With an inhale, you're going to take your arms up. Your right arm is going to go around your right leg, and your left hand is going to go all the way around, doing another bind here. After all, this session is about creating space and working on flexibility. And once you're there, take your gaze up. Really root your feet. Make sure your feet are pushing the ground away from you. When you're ready, release. And once again, find downward facing dog, facing the other side. Paddle your feet out. With an inhale, lift your left leg. Bring your left knee to the chest, left foot between your hands. Pivot your back foot, come up into warrior one. Open sideways, warrior two. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Take your right arm over up. Find your bind. Make sure both of your legs are active. When you're ready, start to straighten your front leg. Look up. Your legs are active, your feet are active, you're pushing the ground away from you. Breathing. When you're ready, release the bind. Find Pasarita Padottanasana, fold forward. Bring your hands underneath you, shoulder width. Let your head find the mat. Make sure your weight is on the midpoint of each of your feet. Your glutes want to find the ceiling. When you're ready, bring your feet closer together. Find Malasana Yogi Squat. Your feet are pointing outwards a little bit, and you want your knees to fall halfway through your feet. Again, take your hands together, heart center. With the help of your elbows, slightly push your knees to the sides, opening your chest, creating space. Take your hands above your head. Your left arm goes around your left knee, right arm goes around. If you can't interlace your fingers behind you, don't worry. Grab hold of your shirt. Take your gaze up, open your chest. And you're ready, release. Come up into Uttanasana, just paddle out your feet a little bit. When you're ready, make your way on to your back. Finish off, we're just gonna do some stretches, laying down, if Spooky allows me. Right, Spooky? First of all, we're just gonna start off by bringing both knees to your chest. Grab hold of your knees. Let your arms completely straight. Let your knees hang. With the help of your knees and your hands on your knees, you're going to take some balance and come into a seated position. Keeping your knees bent, we're going to try and do some variations of Navasana. So you can either stay here or lift your legs a little bit more. You can straighten out your legs completely, or you can go for the ankle grab. So if you go for the ankle grab, make sure your chest is completely open. You want to increase the distance between your belly button and your chest. We're staying here for 5 breaths. Respecting the distance between your shoulders and your ears. Take whichever variation of Navasana is more suitable for you. And exhale, release. Grab your knee, straighten out your back a little bit. Take a couple deep breaths. Now we're all going to take the same variation. So bend your knees at 90-degree angles to the floor. You're going to take the right foot, tap it on the mat, bring it up. Take your left foot, tap it on the mat, bring it up. I'm going to repeat this a couple of times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Continue breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Let yourself rock backwards. Take a couple deep breaths here. You're going to take your arms out in a cross position. I have the wall here, so I can't really straighten out this arm, but both of your knees, grab them in and take them towards your right armpit, sorry. Make sure your left shoulder continues touching the mat and take your gaze onto the left side. Easy spine twist. Breathe here for a little bit. Inhale, come back to center, take it onto the other side. Bring your knees as far up as you can, making sure the opposite shoulder stays on the mat, and take your gaze onto the other side. Okay. Come up into center. Bring your feet to the ground. Bring palms of your feet to touch, butterfly pose with your legs. Grab opposite elbows on top of your head. Let your knees just fall to the sides. Can you even shake it out a little bit if it feels nice? Just completely release your hips, your thighs. Bring your knees together. Grab hold of your knees and rock yourself up into a seated position. Cross your legs. Make sure you're sitting right on your sitting bones. If you feel the need to, you can separate your glutes. Find your sitting bones. Bring your hands to your knees or bring them to sit gently on your lap. So today's session was all about connecting with our body, trying to be aware and conscious throughout our whole practice. It was a session more dedicated to creating space and increasing our mobility. Notice if you were gentle with your body, if you accepted its limitations, or if you felt frustrated. If you forced it a little bit too much. Flexibility comes with work and patience. Some people have more flexibility than others, but that doesn't mean you're due to be inflexible your whole life. Want to read a little bit more about flexibility, head over to Nomadic Yoga's blog. There's a post on it. For now, we're just going to end this flexibility practice with brief meditation. Close your eyes. Take your gaze into your third eye. At the same time, connect with your breath. Feel connected with your gaze on your third eye. Begin to picture a blue rotating light. It's spinning right where your gaze meets, in that space between your eyebrows. This represents your Ajna chakra, your cranial gland, your consciousness. Notice if your blue light is spinning fast or slow, it's spinning clockwise or anti-clockwise. Feel like you have to stimulate your consciousness. Picture this blue light spinning faster in a clockwise direction. If you feel like you need more peace of mind, picture this blue light rotating slower in an anti-clockwise direction. The mantra associated with this chakra, energy point, organ, whatever you like to call it, is the Om mantra. It's composed of 3 syllables. A-U-M. And 3 syllables because you're supposed to make each one resonate. You can internally chant the Om mantra to help you emphasize this internal activity, help you keep focused. It's only normal that your attention deviates from time to time. When this happens, and when you find yourself thinking about something else, just gently bring your attention back to this blue light, to this third eye, to the Om mantra. Now just let your thoughts be completely free. Forget about the mind, forget about the mantra, and see where your mind goes. Maybe try and label the different thoughts that pop into your head. Start bringing your attention back into the present moment. Become conscious of your surroundings. We're going to finish this energetic circle with the Om mantra. So inhale, prepare to chant. Oh. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings be free and happy. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.